What's up, YouTube family? My name is Debo. I'm gonna come with you with an educational video today on the VA claims process regarding sleep apnea. Now, depending on how you're trying to claim it on the 5 ways of service connection, you can manipulate this video however you see fit. But just to start off, I'm a U.S. Marine Corps vet, served 7 years active duty, got out. I'm here in sunny California, Southern California. And enough about me. So, getting into the sleep apnea claim. When I initially got out, I wasn't really knowledgeable of the VA claims process. I was ignorant getting out of the service, and maybe a year or two being out. It wasn't until I started doing extensive research was I able to find out, the keys and the tenets and success in order to become successful in submitting your VA claims. Now, sleep apnea in particular, I initially filed for a direct service connection a year after I got out. I did a sleep study through the VA. I had medical evidence while I was in service. However, I didn't fish through my C-file and or the medical record that I left the military with, so I didn't really see those sleep disturbance issues or complaints while I was in service. When I submitted my claim, I just submitted the sleep study, diagnosis, and the requirement. However, in order to have a successful claim, you need a current diagnosis, current symptoms, as well as a in-service. If you're trying to go off of direct service connection, you need an in-service complaint and or event that's going to link that disability back to your active duty time, as well as a detailed and good personal statement. I found the weight of personal statements very good and very critical post my first denial for sleep apnea. When I refiled, I submitted a supplemental. I had a doctor write me a nexus letter, pretty much stating, and support extra medical evidence, because you always want to overwhelm the VA on each singular disability that you submit. Sleep apnea in particular, I submitted my diagnosis. It was still back in 2018. My current symptoms, my CPAP, doctor's note saying that I require the use of a CPAP machine, as well as a nexus from a good doctor that I've been dealing with for the last year and a half. She's based out of Texas, and a good personal statement and or lay statements. The more statements you can get, the better. However, they need to be quality. So you don't need 10 statements on top of your claim. You can have 2 very crucial and supporting statements, probably from your significant other and or a supervisor that you currently work for, and or someone from your active duty time that can collaborate the story that you're trying to present to the VA. And in your personal statement, you want to reflect and have your personal statement mirror the CFR 38 and the signs and the symptoms of sleep apnea. Once I submitted all that, I made sure, waiting for my CMP exam. Going into the CMP exam is pretty much the story. I was seeking direct service connection, so I brought everything in. I submitted for that individual claim. Even though it was a supplemental, I submitted online. I didn't want to give the examiner and or, I didn't want to leave anything to chance. So what I did was I brought everything I submitted for that claim, as well as the DBQ. And when I went into the examination and I spoke with the doctor, I just let them know up front, hey, I have my DBQ because I was previously denied for this claim. So I want to make sure that that I follow along, as well as, we can keep each other honest. Going from there, pretty much I was talking about, I wanted my direct service connected, and I found some additional medical evidence that supported that claim. But the main issue was I had a single complaint while I was in service of sleep issues, not specifically towards sleep apnea in particular, but sleep issues nonetheless. If you're active duty and you're watching this video, it's best to do a sleep study prior to getting out, or at least 6 months to a year post-service. It'll do you some good if you're trying to get this claim. And this is a high value claim. It's a 50%, 50% awarding claim if you require the use of sleep apnea, and you can collaborate your story enough to not sway, but have the VA rater. It's like, okay, he's dotted all his I's, crossed all his T's. Here's his in-service complaint. Here's his current diagnosis. Here's his signs and symptoms, and how it's affecting his daily life, according to his personal statement as well as his lay statements. And that's pretty much it. The Nexus letter that I had supplied, I supplied it because I wanted further medical evidence just in case. I don't want to get my claim denied. I'm not saying you need to go out and get a Nexus letter, but I didn't want my claim denied again, because at this point I know what's needed, and I'm not going to take no for an answer. So educating yourselves as well as fellow veterans and active duty buddies is a good thing, because we all deserve the benefits that we fought for the country for. And if you like this content, please let me know. I'm going to be starting to push out some videos to help fellow veterans as well as active duty members, and possibly grow, do more detailed videos, have some PowerPoint slides, some displays. I can get really in depth with this sleep apnea video, depending on the feedback that I get from y'all. Leave comments if y'all want some consulting. I'm going to be starting that as well in the upcoming year, 2023. Still figuring out the name, but we'll play with something. All right, YouTube fam, veterans, active duty folks. Until next time, happy holidays.